it's morning time. Here comes Vaude. There he goes. It's morning time. It's cold. It's warmer than it was yesterday morning, I'll be honest, but it's also very, very cold still. And it's a little bit windy, and it wasn't windy yesterday, so despite the fact that yesterday was technically colder, this feels worse because the temperature is warmer, but the wind is a lot worse. So that's just the way it is, kind of, which is fine, but we're just cold. But yeah, behind me, rabbits are good. And today, the task I want to get done is cleaning up this shed, and I'll show you the shed. It's a disaster zone. That shed, I want to clean that up a little bit, but I am not doing that in this kind of wind. The wind is supposed to ease up later on today, so I am going to do this when it warms up a little bit. For now, everyone has food and water. Rowan is out right now. Tristan was out a few minutes ago doing food and water for his guys, but it's windy, it's gross, it's not fun. I know it looks nice out because it is really sunny, but it's windy and blustery and not very much fun. But it is still warmer than yesterday, hence why I'm in the gray sweater and not in the pink jacket. So at least we're warmer than yesterday. Well, let's get the day started, shall we? Well, it's time to check for eggs. And I don't check for eggs early in the morning, and that's mostly because our birds are kind of lazy about laying. Thank you. Are kind of lazy about laying, and those guys are fine, by the way. Quail are fine, but they're kind of lazy about laying, so they don't lay first thing in the morning. But it's almost noon, so they are, or should be, laying. Thank you. Ducks are here, and a turkey. I know, Blue. I see you, buddy. So we're just gonna go look and see if we can find eggs. I'm only expecting a couple, and even if we don't get that, that's okay. It's still kind of quiet and like cold and gross, so I don't expect too many. Hi. I don't expect too many. Are we mucking up our sand again? Oh, one's broken because it froze. So let me just. So that's what happens. Or I just smacked it in half. But that's what happens when it's this cold, and the broken ones we just chuck. Here is one that is not cracked. It's fairly fresh. I'm going to put that in my pocket. Let's just, they're laying up here for some reason. They have nest boxes, but they've also been laying in this nest, which I don't see anything right now. Who is making that noise? Nobody in particular? Okay. But yeah, there's no eggs right here right now. So it's cold enough that the eggs are still freezing. Hi, Houdini. Hi. Yes, beautiful bird. But it is still cold enough that eggs are freezing, so it's not uncommon for 1 or 2 eggs to get frozen. That's just the way it is. Yes, Blue, it is the way it is. Unfortunately for us. It's just the way it is. A couple more birds will lay this afternoon, and we have started to get the occasional duck egg, but again, it's still cold and dark here. So because it's cold and dark here, we are going to end up with not as many eggs as you'll have if you're more in the south of us. So that was collecting a couple eggs. Yeah, we got to do that every day. I check twice a day at least, just because. So yeah. Thank you, Blue. You're wonderful. Anyway, that's it for now. I think in the next segment, I'll probably be cleaning the shed. Well, it's now afternoon. It's as warm as it's going to get. It's still quite windy, but that's okay. It's warmer than it was. So I'm just going to do a little bit of tidying on the shed because it's frankly a disaster zone. Over winter things happen things get ridiculous. You know, people don't put things back because there's too much snow, but at some point, we just got to deal with it. Oh well, let's get to that. Hey, ducks, what on earth are you doing? Where are you guys going? Okay. Well, what's left to do now is get this pile of scrap hay into the fire bin. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't need to record that part. It's boring. This is also boring. Frankly, we're boring people. So I'm just going to scoop this and that into the fire bin. Because, yeah. Hi, Jake. Hi, sweetie. I'm just cleaning out this. Yeah, hi. No. I just got most of it. Yeah. You don't know about that, huh? Well, tough. You don't need it. Well, I suppose I should light this on fire. Of course, only some of my lighters work. Works a little bit, good enough. They've been out in the snow. Oh, hi, Blue. You gonna come be a boring turkey? I literally use dryer lint. Other people do other things, but dryer lint is so flammable that I literally just use dryer lint. Because there's way too much stuff here for me to just leave it for another day. Get that in there. Hopefully that catches. If it doesn't, I'll put someone else in charge of lighting the fire. Oh, there we go. A bag caught. Good enough. But yeah, I think everyone in the spring is in a position where there is way too much garbage because it's so difficult to move things in the spring, in the winter. So spring comes, things start to melt, and you go, oh yeah, I did leave that there. So that's the situation we're faced with right now. that's about all the supervision this requires. I'm just going to let it burn itself out. Get myself some more ash. And then when we empty this out, we'll have quite a lot of ash for the gardens and the birds. Because that's what I need. See, I told you we were the most boring hobby farmers on the planet. This is literally what I do. I clean things up, I burn things. I feed some animals, repeat. Oh well. It's a life. And I enjoy it. Well, it's getting to be the end of the day here. So I thought I would wrap up what we were doing. Almost. I have one more thing I'm doing tonight, and that's making bread. But the other thing I did was double check the gender of these ladies over my shoulder. Turns out, because I hadn't checked them for a while, and I checked them when they were like 3 weeks old, turns out these ones, Silverado's a boy. Which means, of course, that the ladies there are probably pregnant and probably due sometime in March. It's not a guarantee that they're pregnant. You're never guaranteed a pregnancy. But that is fine, and Jake's about to come out of the shed. Yeah. But that's fine. It doesn't really matter. We were going to have baby bunnies anyway. We were going to put everyone together right away. So that's fine. Doesn't bother us one iota to have babies sometime in March, especially if March is warmer than seasonal, which it looks like it might be. So that's what's going on out here. The sun is going down and the temperature's dropping. It's not super cold. Things are starting to melt because the sun was pretty strong today. It was just windy. So, you know, when it's windy, it's gross out. But that's almost it for us today. The only other thing I am still doing is making breads. So probably you don't need to see that part. So this is where we sign off for the day. And again, we're the most boring hobby farmers alive. But apparently some of you like watching the boring stuff. And that was the boring stuff. Cleaning a shed, burning the stuff in the shed. Hi, Jake. Anyway, that's it for us. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more of our very boring life, because we do lead a very boring life.